Hi, this is the McGuire Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Gigamons by Blue Orange. And I'll show you that here. It's a new game they came out with this year. It's a 6+, 2 to 4 people, and 15 minutes. And that's one that's really nice about this game here, is that it's within 15 minutes. You can get in a good gameplay with the kids. It is very quick. It's basically your standard matching game mechanic. But one thing that I really liked that they did with this game is they added these characters that you can acquire as you play, and you match what they call Gigamons. And once you get 3 of these Gigamons that all match, you can cash them in and pick up one of these really cool Gigamons, which have really cool artwork on them. I'll show them here. I have some pictures at the end. But there's some really fun little, monster type characters that you can acquire after you cash in your 3 Gigamons. And another component that I thought was really nice about this game is they added in some special powers. So as you match these Gigamons under these cards, if you get 2 that match, there's a little card here, and they've got 4 reference cards they include. On one side it shows what you have to match your 3 Gigamons to get which Gigamon. And then on the back here, they've got the powers of each one of those Gigamons. So when you get a match of 2 of the Gigamons, they trigger specific powers that you can take on your turn. So for example, if I get 2 of the Gigamons, choose 1 Gigamon from another player and exchange it for one of yours. Let's say I get 2 Floramons. Take a new tile from the drawing pile and place it face up in front of you. So it's a nice little mechanic that you can add to a simple matching game like that to give it a little extra flavor, a little more fun. And again, if you're playing with much younger children, this is a 6+, but I found that I was able to play this game with both my 7-year-old and my 3-year-old. I did have to help my 3-year-old a little bit when it was his turn. Obviously, he didn't really understand the powers very well, but that's a mechanic that you can kind of remove from gameplay if you wanted to. You don't necessarily have to trigger these powers when you get your matches. You could just play that as you get 3 Gigamons, once you acquire that, you're then able to cash it in and grab your Gigamon. And then to win the game, basically all you need is 3 Gigamons. So once you get 3 of these Gigamons, you then become the winner of the game. Now, another nice mechanic I like about this is as you acquire these Gigamons, as you're doing your matching, let's say you have 2 and you're playing with another player and they have 1, and hey, I only need 3 Gigamons to win the game, and you're ready to get that 3rd Gigamon. But if someone else gets 3 Gigamons that may match one of your Gigamons, so 3 of the green or 3 of the more earth type Gigamon here, they can actually then take and steal that Gigamon from you, and now it's theirs. So that's another nice mechanic that kind of adds the nail biter to it. As you're getting close to winning, someone else could actually take one of your Gigamons away and not allow you to get that 3rd one for the win. So that was nice as well. You'll also notice they have these 3 rock tokens here, and this is one of the special powers of our Gigamon. So all of these Gigamons follow kind of a type of earth type.
You got Geomons, Aeromons, Hydromons, Floramons, Electromons, Pyromons, and Polymons.
So these rocks that are included are for the Gigamons, and what they actually do is the Gigamon's power is when you get when you get a match of a Gigamon, you'll be able to place a rock on one of the 9 tiles that you always have in play for matching. And all that does is say until it's your turn, until it goes all the way around the table, until it's your turn again, no one can touch that tile. So you may know what that tile is, you may not know what that tile is, but usually how you want to use this strategy is, let's say you know what this one is, and you know it's a match to someone else on the board, you'd go ahead and lock that down so no one else would be able to get that match until it came back to you. Or you would hope that more than likely no one else would be able to get that match because they wouldn't be able to move that specific tile. We've got a really nice rule book included here. It's very straightforward, very simple, follows the fold-out style. You got a front and a back, and literally the instructions are, as you can see there, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it is that simple. They just go through each step of the game, all the way from setup to how the gameplay would work. And then on the back side, what they actually have is what some of those Gigamon's powers are going to be. And again, we found that it was the easiest just to have this reference card in hand, because on one side you got all the powers of the Gigamons, and on the other side you have the matching categories to get your Gigamons, which really simply is just 3 of one type. Now, if we look at the gameplay, you'll notice that generally in a matching game, you're going to take all your tiles that are included, and there, you can see there's quite a few tiles. You got the 9 that are out plus your stack here, and you're generally going to put all of those out on the table, and you're going to go through and you're just going to do your matching. How this one works is you're only going to have 9 tiles in play at any one point in time. And as you play the game and you find matches, which obviously makes it a little bit easier to remember where certain ones are and where the matches are, because you only have to remember 9 tiles versus maybe 20 or 30 that might be out in front of you. As you find those matches, let's say that these 2 tiles here I flipped up matched. Well, I would take those and I would keep those. And if they matched, I would look at my card and I would trigger my special power for whatever Elemons I had matched on. And then what I would do is I would take 2 tiles from the stack and I would replace those into the spots from where I just chose here. So it's a little bit of a different way to play the matching game, because you have tiles kind of cycling in and tiles that are cycling out, versus all your tiles being out and then flipping them over and going through the whole batch at once. Now, when we get back to the mechanic of acquiring our Gigamons, let's say, and I'm going to find here a few that match. So I'm going to flip over a couple of these here, and I'm going to say that I had this Floramon, and here's one more Floramon here. How this is going to work is, let's say that I had my 2 Floramons, and that was the match that I found on my last turn. Now let's say that upon my next turn, I find another match of Floramons, and I've now acquired my 3 Floramons that I need to cash in for my Gigamon. What I would then do is, on my turn at that time, I'd cash in my 3 Floramons and I'd set them aside out of the main stack. I'd pick up, which I think is probably the coolest one out of the Gigamons, I'd pick up my Floral Gigamon, and that Gigamon would now be mine. Now, the Gigamon itself doesn't have any special powers or doesn't allow you to do anything extra on your turn. It just means you're one step closer to winning the game, because remember, you got to have 3 of these guys to take the win. That's Gigamons, the memory game packed with special powers from Blue Orange. Click that like, hit that subscribe to join. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time. I'd pick up my floral Gigamon.